Hi guys, kumusta? This is Forrest Garcia, and in this video, I'll share with you guys my experience shooting a music video with the Nikon Z8. So a little more about this project. Last year, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to create this music video with the one and only JM Ballas. If you don't know him, it was that guy behind the hit song, Magandang Dilag. Oh, diba? Singer. So I had the opportunity to work with him for this project. It was very collaborative. He actually came to me with a story in mind and all the concept, and all I had to do was visualize it and transform it into this music video. And I didn't want this video to be like super nerdy, no? But I wanted to share with you guys some points para medyo makilala nyo yung camera. So the Nikon Z8 comes with 45.7 megapixel full frame sensor. It offers you 5-axis image stabilization, so that's very helpful for us filmmakers na run and gun, or like when we like to use handheld. So kapag di mo kaya magdala ng gimbal or you just don't have one with you, you can always just do handheld and it will be more stable than not having one at all. This monster of a camera lets you shoot 12-bit RAW, 8K up to 60 frames per second. That's a lot for a mirrorless camera. But for me, para dito sa project na to, I only managed to use H.265 10-bit, 120 4K, and sometimes I went to 60 and 30 frames per second, and I also got to try the internal ProRes recording of this camera. For your information, we shot everything in N-Log. So N-Log, if you don't know yet, is the log profile that Nikon offers for its Z system users. This gives us more flexibility pagdating sa post-processing and color grading. I'll also be sharing with you guys the raw files up until the final output para ma-appreciate natin yung color grading and the flexibility of the files that we have from the Nikon Z8. And if you guys are ready, let's jump into the first scene.
Mahal, hindi ipagkakait na ikaw ang laman.
So today we're shooting this music video with the Nikon Z8 together with the Nikon Z 50mm 1.8, also 20mm 1.8, which is attached to the Z60 we're shooting at right now for the BTS. And we're using the Ronin RS2 to stabilize our shots. And we're shooting 120 frames per second ng 4K, which inaalaw ng Nikon Z8.
We actually shut down the blinds for this one kasi the whole room was actually covered in glass. So all the ambient light was coming in. We weren't able to cancel everything out, so may nagli-leak pa din. But what we did was, kahit gloomy, we actually used a Forza, a bicolor, to shine some sunlight of the blinds para magmukha siyang umaga talaga, sunrise. And then we balance it out by filling in with another bicolor light para warm pa din, di ba? For the room as a fill. And then for the next scene, I really love this scene actually, lalo na yung nagkakape na sila. So the challenge was, it was really gloomy outside, pero very bright yung sky. So we had to balance it out with another light inside, and our light really wasn't that strong. We used 300s only. So what we did was we really just threw some Forza on the ceiling para lang magkaroon ng feel sa room. Plus, turned it of course into the warmer end para mas mukhang umaga naman and mas warm yung feeling. Since after all, this is a love song. So we wanted the color grading and the treatment to feel natural and warm, di ba? Para mas kinakakilig lang siya panoorin. So here is the log footage of that. Ayan, very flat. And then of course, when we graded it, we wanted it to be warm and cozy. And for the next scene, we actually moved outside. It was a nearby cafe, and we didn't have permission for this shot. So we had to sneak in some shots. So everything was handheld, and I was really lucky na JM and Ann are really comfortable with each other. Easy to direct, and all I had to think about was hiding the camera. If you'd notice, the log files around here and the corrected files here, it's not that pleasing. Pero since we shot it in N-Log and the files are really flexible, we were able to turn it into the final output. Actually, during this part of the shoot, I wasn't sure if I was gonna use the shots because the lights weren't as pleasing as I wanted to be. Overhead lighting, tungsten, and then we had a mix of ambient light. It was crazy, pero we were able to pull it off. in post and bring it on the final output. Jumping into probably one of my favorite scenes dito sa music video is actually the rolling shots or yung motorcycle scene. I really love how the green of the trees complement with the Vespa. Nagsa-stand out talaga yung skin tone nila JM and ni Ann. Plus, they were wearing black, so kitang-kita sila dito sa frame. And what's funny about this scene is actually, we shot this the next day. This was the only scene we shot the next day na. The next morning, we actually woke up around 3 or 4 a.m. to get ready na with their makeup and all. And then we shot everything na 4 or 5 a.m. We were actually hoping na maabutan namin yung gold lights dun sa may Rockwell para mag-transition siya into the night shots later. Sadly, hindi namin yun inabutan. It was another gloomy day, no? This was a kind of a rainy week, so we didn't get a lot of sunrise and sunsets. We shot everything on a gimbal on a car. The gimbal plus the image stabilization of the Nikon Z8 made the shot possible. And as you can see, the shots turned out to be quite stable. But we shot everything in 120 frames per second para lang may room tayo later para mas stabilize pa yung footage in post or slow it down if we had to. And after the rolling shots, we go into the interior na night shots.
Alright, we are at our dinner location here at South Sam Makati.
Ano masasabi mo sa Nikon for night shots?
So, yung native ISO kasi ng Z8 is ISO 4000, yung second niya, higher end. Kaya okay siya sa low light pagdating sa video. Ngayon gamit din natin yung mga non-light natin. So, meron tayo daw 300, tapos meron tayong 4 na pavo tube para i-light yung set.
We had to take a lot of stuff out of the frame para lang magmukha siyang fine dining na nagde-date talaga sila. And if you take out the lights that we put here, the place really looks different. All we had to do was replicate the light ng mga practical. So we have some lamps around the area which we had to amplify yung light nila using pavo tubes and also RGB lights. After this, we moved on into the exterior night scenes, which pushes the low light capabilities of the camera even more. So instead of 120 frames per second, we actually went down to 60 para lang we could lower the shutter speed and also pull the shadows up a bit more and expose everything correctly. Ayan, there's barely any noise at our shots sa labas, di ba? Some uncontrollable circumstances are the lights here na nagfi-flicker pagdating sa fishbowl and sa tusok-tusok. So we couldn't control that, but we did amplify the light using our pavo tube. So on the side, may nakatayo tayo dyan na pavo to replicate the light. And pagdating dito sa hallway, we didn't have much option pagdating sa lighting since it was really narrow. We really just used the lights of the hallway. And for the last scene, we were back at the Airbnb. So it really looks different na pagdating sa gabi. We just put the blinds down para hindi na pumasok yung city lights. And then I actually had Kuya Edward, shout out sa iyo, napakalupit mo. Kuya Edward set up the lights na in his own direction. I just showed him the pegs. He threw in some pink, tapos pinaset up ko sa kanya yung disco ball. JM's idea, of course. We threw a Forza in there, mukha na siyang karaoke, KTV bar setup na nasa bahay. We took reference of this dun sa The Weeknd, the music video. Actually, a lot of the shots were referenced in that. Anyways, I really love how this turned out, lalo na nung kumakanta nila sila. Because at this point when we were shooting, everyone was really tired, but they seemed like they were really just having fun singing together. What's good about the Nikon Z8 is actually mataas yung higher end yan and dual native ISO. So we just really had to put the ISO up and then it would still be quite sharp and clean kahit pagdating sa mga low light conditions na ganito. Everything looked really crisp, really nice. Kahit nung kinuha ko na siya as still for my post, everything looked like a photo. And we actually got around 700,000 views the last time I checked it, and it's still going. And it, might reach 1 million. If you could help us, then please click the video below and give it a like, give it a comment, share it with your friends. And that would be it for the music video. Thanks again, Nikon Philippines, for lending me this camera for this project. I really enjoyed my time using it. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and what you guys want to see next. Leave it down below in the comments. Give this video a like, share it to your friends, and follow me on Instagram at Forrest Garcia. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!